Now, this next part was a difficult one for me, and the compromise was to mention several bikes from one range. Although they had a history, Aprilia was still seen as the new kid on the block. But that isn't always a bad thing. It meant whatever they did, they were breaking new ground. In the late 90s, they really came of age as a company and released some of the most fantastic bikes made anywhere. The first bike I will mention is the incredible RSV Mille. But alongside the Mille will always live the Tuono. The Gen 1 Aprilia RSV Mille is the bike that put Aprilia on the map in many ways. After its introduction in 1998, a homologation special was built in the RSVR. Troy Corsa went on to take third place in the Riders' Championship in 2000, just a year later. The Rotax designed engine was a compact 60-degree V-twin that kicked out a massive 128 horsepower in the standard model and 133 horsepower in the RSVR. This gradually increased to around 140 horsepower by the time it was replaced. But again, it was the massive torque of the engine that was its most impressive characteristic. To put it into perspective, the RSV Mille was sat on showroom floors at almost exactly the same power as the full factory Ducati race bike. This was a time when anyone could just go and buy a bike fit for World Superbikes. Then came the Tuono. Stripped bare of its bodywork, the RSV became the ultimate factory street fighter. With more power than any monster had ever dreamt of, I have to say that for me, the bike is possibly the best looking swing arm ever produced, and the rear light cluster is a masterpiece. It also happens to be the only bit of the bike that most riders see as it flies past. Fitting, really. Just separating those two bikes was hard enough, but when you consider that Aprilia were also making the World Championship winning SXV 450 and 550 Supermotos, the Falco, Dorsa, Shiva and Capanord, you can see why I was having problems. This is an era when Aprilia earned the title of being the Italian Honda. They pioneered ride-by-wire throttle control and were always at the cutting edge of electronic integration on motorcycles. They aren't the simplest bikes, but they are fantastic riders' bikes, built to a very high standard. We have the Aprilia Pegaso, which went through 3 different engines in its life. From 1990 to 1993, it had an air-cooled 600cc Rotax engine similar to the one Cagiva were using in the canyon and river. This was replaced by a water-cooled 650 Rotax lump from 94 to 2005. Later ones had the 660 Yamaha engine from the Tenere, and many will say that that is the one to own. I disagree. I think the water-cooled 650 Rotax engine is much better, but I am biased. I am a certified Rotax fan. It is a similar engine to the 650 used by the BMW for years, but it has a 5-valve head, it revs out better than the Yamaha, and is never short of a wheelie or two. To me, it just feels like a stronger engine all around. This is footage of my first ride on the 1997 Aprilia Pegaso 650 I acquired, and there's more in the video linked above. Yes, this is me not buying any more bikes. I can't quite believe how light it is compared to any modern ADV bikes. A dry weight of 157 kilos or 346 pounds means even fully fueled it weighs just 175 kilos. Putting bikes like the Tenere 700 and Aprilia's own Touareg to shame. The Rotax engine is strong and revs out smoothly for a single. Compared to my old DL600 and KLR 600, it is comfortable and fast. Who knows, at this rate I might well end up keeping it longer than I had planned. For a 25-year-old motorcycle, it's still in remarkable condition, a testament to the quality of the original finish and some careful owners. Thanks for watching, and if you've got this far, please like the video so we know you've enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it already, Part 1 looks at some of the earlier Italian supermodel motorcycles, and you can follow the link at the end. It's definitely worth checking out. Take a look at the channel for more news, views and adventures from the world of motorcycles. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next video, and do share the video with anyone you think will be interested if you could. The renaissance of the Italian motorcycle industry was an exciting time to ride, and there is plenty more to come from the newer bikes. I promise I'll get there at some point. You can visit the website or the Red Bull shop linked in the description for the best biker t-shirts and other merchandise too. There are brand specific shop fronts with designs from Laverda, Ducati, Cagiva, MV Agusta and Moto Guzzi and Benelli. There are some new Bimota designs up now too. There are also more exciting motorcycle adventures and other stories from the shed and beyond on the website as well as the channel, so why not grab a cuppa and take a look around. You won't be disappointed. I hope you get some great riding in and find some fantastic roads. Ride free everyone!